Let's do a quick recap. Last 7 to 14 days, in case you missed out. Ladies and gents, welcome back. I'll try to keep it short. I have bad allergy, like bad, and my cat is going crazy in the background. There you go. Anyways, let's begin. All right. The market, well, as usual, BTC trading at 20k almost. However, I'm losing faith in humanity by looking at this. Luna Classic, Lune C is up by 80% while everything is dying? Dude, do you seriously still believe in Terra Luna? Well, anyways, not gonna get there, alright? And also, I know there are a couple of videos on MMF here. I don't want to discuss about MMF in this video. I'll save it for Rebel Uncensored. There's probably another one coming where I'll explain and dissect, reverse engineer, and tell you what's happening. But yeah, so I'll keep that aside, okay? You'll see some of the MMF videos here, which I'm gonna just skip. And exploring comments, number 2 weeks ago. I think number 3 is coming up, all right? So if you have any questions that benefits the community, put in the comments. I'll definitely address it in number 3, okay? So 2 weeks ago, Atom, Evmos, Juno, Osmo, what I'm currently doing, I discussed about, I actually created a bunch of videos on Cosmos ecosystem discussing Evmos. If you've been following my channel, I caught Evmos at a decent price at $1.80 average, and I started staking at about 1300 APR, which was very decent, right? So right now, of course, sitting at close to 300%, which is still better than nothing, or better than 10% or 100%, right? And I've explained how I diversified, basically from Evmos rewards, spread across the ecosystem, buying Juno, Atom, Osmo, and I like Osmos's decks. Although everything is at decently all-time low bottom, if you can catch it and stake it and build back your portfolio, this is what I would do, right? And I talked about Kujira a little bit, although I'm not playing with Kujira at this moment. Okay, you have to be very careful. They just moved from Terra to, they have their own chain right now on Cosmos. So yeah, I'll probably discuss them later on. But my current play, I believe, so-called in the DeFi safer play. Hey, there are people calling, saying, "Oh, this is DeFi. Ponzi's DeFi." No, DeFi is not supposed to be Ponzi. It's just that some bad actors, some influencers, known influencers like Elio, and then there's some anon dev teams like MMF trying to milk the trend, make it so, and relaunching after relaunching. That's a new trend. Moving cross-chain expansion, a Ponzi of Ponzi's, and then you have this guy Elio who talked about Superfarm. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna actually mention Superfarm real quick because I created 2 videos, right? They're relaunching. Seriously, man, what's crazy? It's insane. Anyways, over here I talked about massive financial crisis. I'm cashing out. Let's explain what that means. And matter of fact, I explained it in this video. What did I mean by sell? All right. So basically, when you know the macro, the whole market is kind of crazy. It doesn't make sense. So if a coin or whatever ecosystem pumps, understand it, because obviously it's not affected by the market. It's probably some insiders or something's happening. All right. Or maybe it's a pump and dump. So you have to pay attention to it. Don't just ape into anything. All right. Evmos right now, I mentioned over here, it was pumping recently. It's because of the fee split module and the App Store that was supposed to come 7 days ago. I don't know if it's still up, so I'll check it out definitely. And over here I mentioned how to win in crypto. So basically I created 3 videos explaining the similar stuff. What did I mean by sell, so win in crypto, and which one? I don't know which one, another one. So basically what I meant was, right over here, surviving recession, how I plan on building back my portfolio. Yeah, pretty much 3 videos that explains. So if you were staking Evmos, because like I said, I caught it at 180 and I was staking from the beginning, right? So if you caught it at a decent price, even right now, yeah, well, I'm not here to tell you what to do, but my plan was, all right, buy a decent chunk of Evmos, stake it, and that's what I was doing for the past almost 2 months or plus right now. It's been working fine, all right? So I did take out almost, I don't know, maybe 50% of my initials. Maybe not, but close to 50% in stables. And then I diversified into Juno, Osmo, Atom. And I literally showed you in one of these videos or maybe all of them, right? Because I show you what I'm doing. So that's what I'm doing, right? So compound, then diversify, compound, diversify. And then you also, and once I take it in Juno and Atom, I'm also staking Atom and Juno. They also have their own APR, so they're also generating yield while their Evmos is giving you yield. And if you want to use some of the profits to play in any Ponzi farms like forks, tomb forks, or whatever, you could do so because you're just using your profits, not your life savings, right? And if you have lost and made mistakes before in the past, you don't want to make the same mistakes again, right? And especially when you're playing with profits money, and you played wisely, like strategically, then you could make it back to some extent. All right. And I also talked about this airdrops coming up, okay, and Sifchain nasty. So let's talk about these 5 videos real quick, all right, and then call it a day. All right. So before I get into this 3, let's talk about Elio trades real quick. So this guy, I covered him, influencer, has about 500,000, 600,000 subscribers. All right. I'm trying to keep this PG-13 non-controversial, but since I'm on it, let me show you. So he started this thing, ecosystem, Superfarm. If you watch this video, 6 minutes, I literally explained, gave you an entire history in 6 minutes and leaked some stuff. All right. And same thing over here. Elio trades, Superfarm imposters, leak chat. I exposed some of the frauds. And my very first video in my channel was about Superfarm even before it launched and started raising money. And now Elio trade, according to, well, somebody messaged me on my Twitter, and literally that's what I said over here, the screenshot. I'm convinced it's a scam. After researching and doing my own research, I'm glad I found your video, and okay, awesome. All right. I'm not here to convince you, but I'm here to show you exactly what's happening. So he recently, Elio trade, because he blocked me, he recently posted on Twitter that he's relaunching Superfarm. What do you mean by relaunching? Again, expansion of another so-called money raise. Can you believe this? This is what's happening. This is the chart of Superfarm right now. When Superfarm went to all the way, it went to almost $4 peak. Yeah, all-time high, max. It was, look at this. After launch, it was at $4. And the initial token price was 1 cent. So some of the people who won the whitelist, their bags were totally moonshot, multi-million dollars back, whatever. And that's when Elio literally wanted to, he decided to break the SAFTA agreement and decided to keep all the bags to himself. And there's a bunch of whitelist people came over to my channel because they found my video, all right? And that's what they did. They sent me some of the screenshots and all that and conversation, which I posted right here. Where was this? Yeah, it's right here. Busted, see? That's where I've talked about all the screenshots and leaked and stuff. So anyways, the dude is relaunching Superfarm, so-called. So that's what he's gonna do again. Take money from the new race and pay back or help the other ones who are waiting, bag holding. Same thing's happening with, which one I'm talking about. The Anon Dev Dim on Polygon now, right? So anyways, that's aside. Maybe I'll cover it again because it's an interesting thing to see what's happening, because most people, like I said, all these devs, they cash on the goldfish memory of plebs or not, the new people, the investors. Because most people will come. 1 month seems like a year in crypto, right? It's insane. You understand what I'm talking about if you've been following. The protocol on Chronos moved to Polygon within a month, this quick, and it feels like, oh my god, hold on, what happened to Chronos? Oh yeah, it's gone. It's been a year now. Let's move on to Polygon. So things in crypto move real quick, man. It's insane. All right, so I will cover whichever I need to cover makes sense, because I like to dissect and reverse engineer to see what we can learn from all these things, shenanigans, good and bad. All right, Mt. Gox releasing 440k BTC. I realize it's a fake news later on. Okay, although I believe wasting period 6 months to a year. All right, and I don't know who's gonna sell at this moment, but yeah, expect volatility as usual. Sifchain Rowan is nasty. I got off Sifchain several months back after I discovered it's not only the VCs who invested, they're shady. Man, even if they don't matter. Okay, why does it matter if somebody invests who's shady? Because the protocol is nice. Yeah, but the protocol itself is BS. The PMTP, nothing worked out. The developer, they don't bother. And anybody who ignores questions, you post on MMF. wanted not to talk about MMF, but whatever. If you post anything on MMF's Twitter, they will never respond. If you post on anything on Elio Trades, Twitter or Superfarm or whatever, they will not respond. If it's something about Moon, or if it's anything positive, awesome. If it's negative, they'll either block you, delete you, and this is the very most common thing of scams or slow rugs or unethical projects when they ignore questions, like legit questions. All right, and they'll say, "Oh, it's a FUD. It's the haters." No, no, no. It's totally wrong. I mean, I don't need any validation. I've mentioned this several times. So Rowan for me didn't work out, not only because of the PMTP and tokenomics, but also the shady feces and all that I mentioned. So check that video out. All right. And last but not the least, let's talk about the airdrops real quick. I mentioned that I'm not a real fan of airdrops, but of course, I love free money. Who doesn't like free money, right? But also, remember, a lot of airdrops are just worthless, but there are some good ones. And I figured out there's another strategy anybody could apply. What if, I'm going to create another video on this, but I'm just going to give you a quick gist before I end this video. What if, like, I maximize using my Evmos reward because, when you're staking Evmos, then you might get stake drops on a lot of airdrops. So let's say some project comes out on Evmos and decides to give you a huge, decent chunk of airdrop, like top to the Evmos holder, right? And I have a really, decent chunk of Evmos. So that benefits me just by staking Evmos. I'm not only getting rewards, but what if I did that with Atom, Juno? So anything that launches on Juno decides to give Juno, investors airdrop. And if that airdrop is probably $10,000, let's say, or 1,000, and you're getting multiple from different ecosystem, you could literally diversify and build a decent portfolio. And you understand what I'm trying to say, right? I mean, this is legal and ethical way of making it. It's not pump and dumps. It's not you're waiting on somebody to provide liquidity or pump your backs. It's just literally exactly where the money is coming from, right? I mean, of course, like I said, not all projects are going to make it. There will be a lot of shady ones, but this is literally what it's happening. It's not something that's shady under the table kind of game, insider trading, right? So avoid noise because, of course, there are launches after launches in this market. Anybody who's doing this right now is trying to milk the trend. That's it. Before the whole market collapses, they're just trying to. Insane. I'm seeing billion-dollar fraud here and there, which is going unnoticed. And literally, I hope some big accounts cover it, but they won't unless it benefits them. But let's see what happens because karma is real, and I would love the universe to play its part. So, ladies and gents, hope you enjoyed and took something out of this. All right, I'll be back maybe tomorrow. And yes, don't miss with Iris. Take it easy. See you soon. Peace.